This is Mrs. Dando here, your school counselor. And no matter where you're watching from, here at Ridgeview or somewhere else, maybe you're not even a Ridgeview kid, I am so glad you're back here with us today. And joining us for another Counseling in the Classroom lesson for you. Here at Ridgeview, we've been learning all about how to be responsible.
You got a responsibility.
Responsibility is a pretty big deal. Responsibility is taking action and understanding how your choices impact others. In other words, you're in charge of you, and the way you act can either hurt or help other people, and either hurt or help you. So what kind of choices are you making? You're responsible for things at school, in your backpack, turning in your work, keeping your locker organized. You're responsible for things at home, taking a bath, cleaning your room, maybe helping with chores.
I'm responsible, dude.
So am I.
That's a lie.
It is a lie. And I take full responsibility for it.
We're also responsible for the way that we treat others, the way that we help or show kindness to the people that we're with all day, every day. As I thought about responsibility and what it meant to be a responsible kid, it made me think of a quote by this famous author named Zig Ziglar. The quote goes like this: "Though I'm not always responsible for what happens to me, I am responsible for how I handle what happens to me." Dando, what does that mean? Basically, that means this: we all got problems.
We've got trouble.
Things happen in our life, and some of those things we have no control over. The weather, I can't control that. Changes in my family, I can't control that. Somebody getting really sick, I can't control that. How other people treat me, I can't control that. Okay, my point is this: lots of things happen that we're not in control of, and the only thing that you can control is you.
What?
Which is why I want to share a little bit with you about responsible reactions. Stick with me. You see, there will always be problems. Every day, you probably encounter different kinds of problems. And most of the time, we can't control any of those problems that happen to us. But we can control how we react to those problems. When something happens to me, how do I act? If Mr. Jefferson cuts me off in traffic, how do I act? Do I yell and scream at him next time that I see him? Or do I calmly go and talk with him about it? I think I would choose the calm one. That's my reaction. I'm in control of my reaction. I can choose a reaction that's responsible, or I can choose to have a reaction that is not responsible. How can I have responsible reactions? How can I make choices that are going to be helpful to me and helpful to others? To understand that, you first have to know a little bit about problems.
Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
And the size of our problems. For today's lesson, I'm going to teach you 3 different size problems that we sometimes have: small, medium, and big problems.
This is blowing my mind.
A small problem means we should have a small reaction. A medium problem means we should have a medium reaction. And a big problem means that it's okay for us to have a big reaction. So what do these problems look like? How do I know if I'm having a small problem or a big problem?
Good question.
Knowing the size of the problem is your first step in knowing how to have a responsible or good reaction. Let's start with the easiest: small problems. A small problem is a problem that involves usually just you and maybe 1 or 2 other people. Small problem is one that most likely you can handle all on your own. Nobody's really hurt. Nobody's really in danger. Sometimes you can even just choose to ignore it and it will go away. A great example of a small problem: another student took the spot on the carpet that you usually like to sit in. No one's in danger. Nobody's hurt. This is not an emergency, and you can probably handle it on your own. Our reaction, or how we act to that small problem, doesn't need to be big. I don't need to scream and cry because somebody took the seat that I wanted. I can choose to have a responsible reaction. Take a deep breath. Use some self-talk. My problem is small. I'll be okay. And fix my problem. Hey, I really want to sit there today. Is it okay if I have that spot? Or I could even ignore the small problem. A small problem can easily be fixed if we just take a positive action, meaning we just make a good choice. A small problem could include leaving something at home, a friend making a rude comment to you, waking up a few minutes late for school. These are all small problems. Our reaction, how we behave, how we handle that problem should be small too. That's having responsible reactions. Okay, so now that you know what a small problem is, what's a medium problem look like?
What does that mean?
A medium problem sometimes involves a few more people. It might last a little bit longer, and you might need a grown-up to help you out. Or maybe not. Medium problem could have started as a small problem that you tried to ignore, but it somehow grew bigger. In a medium problem, usually nobody is really hurt or really in danger, and a medium problem is definitely not an emergency. However, a kid might not be able to handle it all on their own.
I don't get it.
I know this is a bit confusing. The medium problem, your feeling might be a little bit bigger, so your reaction might be a little bit bigger too. An example of a medium problem might be you missed the school bus. You're not hurt, you're not in danger, but also you can't really fix that problem on your own, unless any of you know how to drive. If you missed your bus, you would need to talk to your grown-up at home, a neighbor, or a trusted adult to help you get to school. It's a medium-sized problem. Another example of a medium problem might be getting sick at school. You are a little bit hurt, but it's not quite an emergency. You kind of need a grown-up to help you out. You know, call your grown-up at home for you. Some medium-sized problems you can handle a little bit on your own. Like for example, if somebody pushed you at school, you can use your words to tell them, "Stop, I don't like that." And then you can go let an adult know that that happened so that you stay safe. We can still have responsible reactions even with a medium-sized problem. We can stop our body, deep breath, remind ourselves, hey, this is a medium-sized problem. I might need help from a grown-up. And then make a good choice to help the problem get smaller instead of bigger. So you know what a small problem is. You know what a medium-sized problem is. How about a big problem? What's a big problem look like? A big problem might involve a lot of people, or not. It just kind of depends. A lot of times when there's a big problem, somebody is hurt, someone's in danger, it's an emergency, and you definitely need help from an adult. A big problem could even take a big amount of time to fix. With big problems, you'll probably need an adult to help you talk through those big feelings, because when you've got a big problem, you're gonna have a pretty big reaction. Big problems could be something like someone in your family is very, very sick, or maybe they've even passed away. That's a big problem. A big problem could be you feel that you're being bullied at school, and you've tried fixing that problem on your own, and it just keeps getting bigger. You probably need an adult to talk through your feelings and help you handle that situation. A big problem could even be something more serious, like a fire or a natural disaster that's happened at your home. When we have a big problem, we often have a big reaction, a big feeling. That's totally normal and okay. Most of the time, this requires us to get help from an adult, listen to an adult, and sometimes even follow the directions of an adult. Big problems definitely can't be ignored. So now that you know what size problems are, how can you react or act in a responsible way? Remember, when problems are small or medium, our feelings should stay small or medium, but sometimes they don't. Have you ever had somebody cut you a line and you just got really angry about it? That reaction was big, but the problem, somebody cutting you in line, is small. How can I make sure that my reaction stays small when I have a small and medium problem? Guess what? I can help you out. First thing you're gonna do, stop! Just stop. Stop your body, stop your words, because we wanna make a choice that's going to be a good choice for us and other people around us. We wanna make a choice that's not gonna make our problem even bigger. Second thing that you're gonna do is make sure that you're feeling calm. If your feeling is out of control and really big, you've got to get yourself calm. Take a deep breath, count to 10, even go sit in a quiet spot in your classroom. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself calm in the moment. And then you're going to use some self-talk and ask yourself, what size is this problem? If you know what size your problem is and your feelings are nice and calm, then you can act. If it's a small or medium-sized problem, you might decide to go fix that problem on your own. If you realize that it's a big problem, go to a trusted adult who you know can help you out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's try this out. I'm gonna give you a couple of problems. I mean, I'm not actually gonna give you a problem. I'm gonna read you a couple of problems. In your head, I want you to decide, how big is that problem? Let's give it a try. Let's say you showed up at school and today is library day, one of the best days of the week. You went to your locker, opened up your backpack, ooh, and you realize you did not remember your library book for the day. Now, when you get to library, you're not gonna be able to check out a book. So let's first stop. Second, let's get calm. I'm gonna think to myself, what size is this problem? Forgot my library book. I'm not hurt. I'm not in danger. Nobody else is hurt or in danger. Must not be a big problem. I'm thinking this is a small problem. Is that what you said? So now that I know it's a small problem, I know that my reaction needs to be small. I can probably handle this on my own. Let's try another one. Let's pretend you're in the classroom and it's snack time. Probably my favorite time of the day. And you accidentally bumped into somebody in your classroom. They dropped their snack, like everywhere. That friend ran to the classroom teacher and told them you bumped into them on purpose so that they would drop their snack. What should we do? Well, I know I would probably feel pretty upset. So I definitely need to stop. So I don't say something that's gonna make the problem worse. And I can feel that big upset feeling starting to get bigger inside my body. So let's get calm. Now that I'm calm, I need to ask myself, what size is this problem? Well, it's impacted somebody else besides just me. So I don't feel that it's really a small problem. However, nobody's really in danger, so I wouldn't say it's a big problem. I think this is a good example of maybe a medium-sized problem. So what action or how do I need to act? I think for this one, I would use my words to talk with the teacher and the other student to explain that it was just an accident. All right, let's try one more. You're sitting in the classroom, doing your work just as you're supposed to do, following directions. It's a great day. Then all of a sudden, the fire alarm goes off. You look at your teacher and she's kind of panicked looking. What do you do with this problem? Stay calm. What size is this problem? Well, it seems like it could be a bit of an emergency. I don't know what's going on. This is a big problem, and a big problem means I need help from an adult. So now I'm gonna act. My action is look at the teacher and follow her direction quickly and exactly. Big problems require kids to pay close attention to the adults around them. Big problems can be really uncomfortable to try to handle, but that's why it's important to know who your trusted adults are so we can be there to help you. When we know how to react responsibly, life gets a lot easier. We don't walk around upset over every little problem that we have. We're able to get ourselves calm, make a good choice, and move on with ourselves. I can't wait to hear how you are making responsible reactions and making your world and your community a better place to be. And as always, at Ridgeview, or whatever community that you are a part of, you belong, you matter, and you are worthy. See you guys around.